protests that they want to push through. All
right, guys, we're at the protest. No police in schools.
So we will be.
Yes, no police in school, guys. Let's get 100,000 people in here, man. Let's get 100,000 people in here. Come on, guys. They're trying to put police into our schools. They're trying to harm our children, eh? This is how many people showed up. Not many people showed up. They want to put police in our school to control our children. Look at how many common sense people came out. This whole place should be full. It should be full of people protesting. Why is there only a few people here? This should be full. We can't let these abusers get control of our children.
Just recently, Slato, Shay, and Corey just went through the court system and were brutalized by RCMP. And they, the charges are that they will spend time in jail if they are out on their lands, blocking their lands. They can't even be on their own land. So Shay. And so this is the similarities right now because, you know,
we're
they
at the
Bill 33.
No to Bill 33, police in school. They're trying to send all these abusive police into our school. No, man, you can't come into our school. Go abuse your own children. Go abuse your own children. Don't come to our schools. I ain't got no kids, but I drove 4 hours to be here just to try to hear my voice, man. We don't want these police in our schools. We do not want to give these abusers a front door ticket to our children. Only 1% of police
take the next left toward Wellesley Street West, then turn right onto Wellesley Street West.
You know, impacted communities, indigenous.
Sorry, guys, give me a second. My GPS was on. We're at the No Police in Schools rally. No Police in Schools rally. We're on the South lawn of the Queen's Legislature in Toronto.
We are stronger together.
Got a bunch of people out here who don't want police in our schools, man. We do not want a genocide on our children from these abusive men. These abusive men will take care of your children. They will show your children who the boss is at the school. This guy right in here, man, Doug Ford, he's right in there hiding. He's right in there hiding. I've got your number, Doug Ford. I've got your number, man. Why do you want police?
Provincial campaign tour finale. Teaching and rally at Queen's Park. My name is
Say no to Bill 33.
Jimenez, gender pronouns she, her, ella, director and principal consultant of Policing Free Schools.
Policing Free Schools, yeah.
At Policing Free
We don't
Schools
want no
Canada,
police.
we are dedicated to catalyzing systemic changes in a paradigm shift towards the co-creation of transformative, healthy, equitable, life-affirming, liberatory, healing-centered, policing-free educational spaces. And this can only be a reality.
Police.
Because it is
We don't need police,
of a
man.
strong,
We don't need no
properly
police.
funded, supported, and resourced
I would tell you,
public
never call
education
the
system.
police. Never call the police
We
for
work on
nothing.
these systemic issues alongside and in solidarity with our national
The police
partners
are
across
abusers.
Canada and international partners.
That is the Queen's
across
Legislature in
Canada,
Toronto,
the United
Canada.
States, the United Kingdom.
The man
and
behind there
South Africa.
wants to put police in our
And
school.
the issue of
Only
policing in
1%
schools,
of police are ever found guilty of what they do. Do you want somebody who's 99% of the time getting off of their crimes with your children? I don't want these men with my children.
Ontario is a coalition network of Ontario-based partners.
You know who I want in the school? I want teachers, principals, social workers, people who will teach my kids about mortgages and money management.
Today we are culminating the provincial campaign tour. The campaign trail consisted
Hello,
of 10
Best
local
Billy.
stops
Hello,
across
Dr.
the province.
Fop Doodle.
Starting September 9th,
Hello,
all the way
Matt
through
Christian.
this past Friday, October
How you guys doing,
17th.
man? No
This was
police
done
in
so in a
schools.
span of under 6 weeks.
Funding our schools,
From Ottawa
not
to
policing in
Peel Region,
schools. You know how much money it costs to have a cop in the school? when we can pay for a social worker, we can pay for inclusivity, we can pay for all kinds of different things. We don't want no police in our schools. No way. No way. Alongside our policing. Good show up, man. Good show up. I drove 4 hours to be here. See, this is where children need to be. See, children need to be here, not with cops. They need to be here, not with cops in the school.
Provincial legislature resumes. We are at Queen's
Today's the first day that the politicians are in there. The criminals, all the criminals are in there right now.
Send a clear message from across the province to the Ford government, the education minister, Paul Calandra.
Paul Calandra, you're a criminal.
Parliamentary assistants.
Maybe Paul Calandra, maybe your children need police.
And MPP Billy Patton.
Our children don't need no police.
That we unequivocally, collectively say no to Bill 33.
No police in no schools. We don't want no to Bill 33.
No to taking over school boards.
A cop doesn't protect nothing. There's nothing to protect at school. There is nothing to protect at school.
To policing in schools. And yes,
there's nothing to protect at the schools. Our children in Canada are good.
We are demanding fund our schools.
Put the money to education.
Fund our post-secondary education.
Yes.
Fund our public education system and fund our communities.
We don't negotiate with terrorists. Those are the terrorists right there in that building. Those are where the terrorists are. They're in there in their suits. They're the savages right in there. That's where the savages are, in there.
Community organizers, professors, artists, organization leaders, union leaders, and Ontario New Democratic members
No
of provincial
police in
parliament
school.
and more.
We're here for
With
no
one
police in school
uniting
protest.
message.
The government is in that scummy building right there. All the scumbags are in there.
Our schools,
sorry,
our
sorry.
communities, not policing in schools. Community
We don't want no
members
police in our
who
schools.
have joined us. There are snacks and beverages right beside
Oh, I
our
didn't bring
Policing
no
Free
water.
Schools Learning
Didn't bring
Blue
water.
booth. Please pick them up. This is through donations of the OSSTF York region. We also have two paper
It's a nice
clip
building that those
petitions.
scumbags stay
Those
in,
are
eh?
able to sign them both. These will be retabled by the Ontario New Democrat MPP Kristen Wong.
Yes, we need to fund our schools. You know another thing we need to fund? We need to fund the courts. We need to fund the courts. We need to fund the policing. We need to train police better. Yes, we don't need to put them in our schools to train our children. What they're going to do is they're going to scan for dissent. It's just scanning for dissent. They're going to know who your children are. They're going to be in a book. They're going to write everything about your child down in that book. And that's going right to the police station. They're gonna know who the upcoming criminal is. They're gonna be like, this might be an upcoming criminal because he said no to me. And they're gonna put you in a book and your kid in a book, and maybe somebody's gonna come and visit you.
Landscape.
Good
Bill
turnout anyways.
33 titled
I've got
Supporting
2 hours
Children and
parking.
Students Act. This proposed sweeping legislation, contrary to its name, has nothing to do with supporting students. Instead, Bill 33 is a distraction from the real issue.
Bill 33 is putting police in school.
Underfunded public education system by the Ford Conservative government.
Shame on you, Ford.
I
Shame.
may add, in 2018, at that time, our public education system was already an underfunded public education
Let me go
system
interview somebody.
under the Liberals. Due to the per
Sir,
student
do
funding
you know
formula,
only 1% of
rather
police
than a
are ever found
needs-based
guilty?
Funding formula
1% of
that
police are
so
found
many have
guilty
been
of their.
advocating for
99%
years.
of
Shame.
citizens are lying. Imagine putting somebody
And now,
with that
the Ford
superiority
Conservative
complex
government
with our children.
continuously choosing
know
to
that
make it
Yeah,
worse.
1.57% of SA sexual assault from Toronto police is only found guilty. It's in the papers. You can look this statistic
Meanwhile,
up, and they want to put those with our
recently on
kids.
News Talk 10
And you know who they put in the courts and in the schools? The cops that they can't put on the street. They're too dangerous with the citizens. So God forbid they would abuse our children. No, right?
We'll get more.
Oh my God,
The
I can't believe
Minister
this.
of Education,
Good turnout, man. Good turnout, guys.
The education
Good turnout.
funding
Hands off
is
our
not
education.
enough.
Hands
Yet
off our
chooses
education,
coercion
yes.
our public
Got all the
education
students here, man.
system.
Everybody's against this, man.
Shame.
If you're not against
And
this, there's something wrong with you.
Lighting.
All you guys in here saying, oh, we need the cops, we need the cops. We don't need any cops in our school. We need education. We need educators in our school. We teach. We teach, we research, we decide. No to Bill 33. We can't do this, man. We can't do this to our children. Defend student democracy. Yes, defend democracy. Yes, man. Say no to Bill 33. Look it. Look it. You think these people are criminals? There's no criminals out here. There's no criminals out here. These are all hard-working, good tax-paying people who care about their children. They don't want their children around police officers. They don't want their police officers around their children.
And ultimately, the decimation of our public systems.
Yes, man. Ford, take your hands off our education, man. Leave our children alone, man. You couldn't even take care of your own family. Like this guy couldn't take care of his brother. Let his brother drink and drive. Oh, I'm on your team, man. I'm on your side. Oh. I'm on your side.
Harmful and deadly Ford.
Yeah. Ford's an idiot, man. I think she was blocking me. I think she thought I wasn't on her side. Yeah, we don't need no cops in our school, man. Say no to Bill 33, guys. Come on, guys. We need to make our voices heard, man. This whole park should have been full. This whole park should have been full, man. We got like 50 people out here, man. I drove 4 hours to be here for this, guys. 4 hours to be here, man. Because shame on you guys, man. Shame on them, man. Shame on them, man. Why do they want to be in our school with our children?
And towards dismantling school boards as we know it.
Shame.
Bill 33
Shame. Leave our children alone, man.
With concentrating and increasing
They want to take the power from the school board and give it to the city. And then the city just wants to put cops all over our children.
Policing as a normalized fundamental feature in schooling spaces through mandating policing in schools across the province.
Mandated. The principal don't even have a choice.
To tiered and layered policing, regardless of where one is situated in the
principal
province.
doesn't even have a choice. I call the principal.
And human rights violations
In there.
will ultimately
In there. Those scumbags in that
exacerbate
building
harms of
right there.
school-based policing
Those
and
scumbags in that
entrench-
building right there.
Entrench the school-prison nexus provincially. And we know
I'm going to be watching for these people, man. I'm going to look at their cars next. I'm going to go in their parking lot, try to find the premier.
To the takeover of school boards. For instance, Bill 33 is already being exercised prior to it even becoming legislation.
Thanks for being here, guys.
Including at boards where they
Bill
have been
33
taken
is
over,
police in
such
school.
as the
We don't want none of that, man.
London-based Valley District School Board, who serves students across areas of Elgin, Oxford, Middlesex, and the City of London. Keep in mind,
Cops
that
in
at
the 90s,
moment
yeah, just
that the
like
school
once
boards
a
that have
month.
been taken over
Maybe once every
are
2 months.
School boards where their
Big turnout.
original
Not really, because
and initial
people
policing
love cops
school
in this
programs,
country.
including SRO programs, in one way
Canada is
or
gonna
another
turn into
were
England.
removed.
Canada is going to be
There
exactly
is
like
a
England.
direct
You're going to post
correlation
something on the
with
internet,
takeover of school
and you're
boards
going to get
and
cops
policing
coming to your
in
house
schools
like me.
Across the province right
I go ask to talk to
now.
the mayor,
Shame.
and 2 cops show up at my house.
Bill 33 is a carceral education
More people are
policy.
showing up. More people are
Bill
showing up.
33 is about carceral control, and it is about further
Only
funneling
1%
money
of cops are ever
into-
held accountable,
further
guys.
funneling money into policing and carceral measures and taking money away from education and the well-being of students, educators, workers, and school communities. Shame.
Shame.
Ultimately, Bill 33 is an attack on public education across the province, an attack on democracy, and with it, an attempt to systematically silence students, parents, caregivers, guardians, and communities across the province.
Passionate.
Shame. Bill 33 is the means to the end of having any form of government accountability and is expanding unilateral provincial government powers, hiding away from public scrutiny to expedite what they already have planned to do, and indeed what has already
I support
underway.
cops too, good cops.
Chronically underfund, defund, distract, dismantle, privatize, and profit.
Do these look like
No
criminals?
matter how many
Any
children,
criminals here? Look at
students, workers, families,
all
and
against
school
cops. Do you see a
communities
criminal?
at heart.
Do you see a
The
criminal
Darfur
anywhere? Do you
government
see any
has
criminals?
already made their
Just
choice.
because you're against cops
They
don't
choose
mean you're a
to
criminal.
wastefully pour millions
You don't have to be a
of tax
criminal
dollars
not to
into
like cops, guys.
non-evidence-based and
Does
fiscally
anybody here look like a
irresponsible
criminal?
and
Any
harmful measures
thieves
for
here? I don't
policing
think so.
in schools Through the Ministry of Solicitor General's Community Safety and Policing Grants. And this education system has already been plummeting millions of dollars into technological surveillance across schooling spaces. Students' learning conditions are workers' working conditions. And rather than addressing the root causes, the systemic chronic underfunding of education, alongside
Toronto, Ontario,
addressing social
at the
and
government
social
building.
determinants of health and equity, which includes a strong public education system, the Ford government chooses to siphon funds out of our schools and communities. Shame. The government knows that they cannot police their way into school.
Yes, and the cops will decide your child is a criminal and they will put it in a book.
So the relationship building narrative that keeps continuously being parroted by the education minister, the ministry spokesperson, the press secretary for Ontario's Minister of Education, continuously saying that police and school programs, and I quote, help foster positive relationships between students and law enforcement.
That is a lie. Kids do not want to be around cops. Kids do not like authority. Boo! Boo! Boo!
Disinformation. The government
lies.
is choosing to spew disinformation. The narrative that they weaponize is intellectually disingenuous and a misleading, harmful narrative that has already been debunked by Ontario-based Gita Madan and University of Alberta Faculty of Education, Professor Alexander Da Costa. We know the impact of policing in
Kids
schools.
don't respect police. Kids
The
fear
research
police.
is clear when it comes to the systemic issue of policing in schools, as is clear student testimonials from former students and current students and people's lived and living experiences. And that is
Cops don't keep
that
anyone
policing
safe. Cops
does
just
not
fill out
make
the paperwork.
educational spaces safer. Policing does not prevent or reduce the manufactured crisis of violence in our educational spaces. Policing has harmful impacts on students, including on student achievement, educational outcomes, and student well-being. I want to make it clear as well that as school boards across the province, including even those who had removed or paused their original and initial policing school programs, some of those have opted for a reformist approach and have continuously maintained policing in schools under different means and under different names. That is why Bill 33 is not about the return or reintroduction of police in schools provincially. Provincially, it is about mandating and the
I have
expansion of
to
police
go in about an
schools,
hour.
including but not limited to the SRO program, as there are dozens
Not
of
a criminal here, guys.
police
Look
in
it.
school programs,
You don't have to
police
not
in
want
schools,
police in your
including
school.
police-led
Not
programs
just criminals don't like
across
police.
the
A lot of people don't
province.
like police,
And I want to
right?
make it clear
Not that they don't like it, they just don't want their children around the police. We would rather have those resources spent on something good.
Of its systemic harms.
Why do you not want your resources spent wisely?
Yes. And we've already seen what happens across the country.
Why don't you want your resources spent wisely, right? There's no point in having a cop in the school. There's no point at all having cops in the school. It's about as successful as having these things in school. Some Canadian geese, that's about as successful as having a cop in the school is. There ain't no point in having cops at a school. I'm not a criminal. That's not a criminal. There are no criminals in this crowd. There is no criminals in this crowd, guys. So what are you going to say now? So what are you going to say now? All these people hate cops, like, oh, because they got a ticket? They got a traffic ticket or something? So now they're here. Oh, they don't want their kids to be safe? Do you think none of these kids want their kids to be safe? All these people want their kids to be safe. All of them.
And harms are replicated and perpetuated, and this is a systemic issue. Again, it is not possible to reform one ways out of these harms, regardless of intent. It is fundamentally a no to all forms of policing in schools, including policing school programs, regardless
You want the
of
kids
the
safe,
name
get
they
rid of
go
the cops
by,
in schools.
and its reforms, wherever they may be across the province and elsewhere. And we are in solidarity with those across the country where the creation of mandated policing in schools has already happened, including in BC. Meanwhile, police budgets continue to balloon, including under the rationale for the need to maintain or to expand policing in schools. Funding is siphoned out of what
not many people care.
Thriving and healthy schools and communities, which in and of themselves are safe.
You know who cares? I care. I drove 4.5 hours to be here.
It was indeed solely a matter of time. As this bill, again, is in alignment with Ford's ongoing track record. Their track record and fixation on colonial carceral control, anchored by punishment, harm, and waste of taxpayers' dollars. Bill 33 is reflective and interconnected with so many other actions and legislation right here in Ontario. And we still, to this date, see the continuation of this. On the heels of Bill 33, the Government of Ontario launched a province-wide initiative in collaboration with multiple policing associations. They launched a coordinated Answer the Call PR marketing campaign to increase diversified policing across the province. And the Education Minister sees school grounds as
I love whales. Save the whales.
Shame. This is along with the recent announcement of the expansion of police training sites, while simultaneously post-secondary campuses.
There's not one criminal in the crowd.
To systemic, chronic underfunding.
Not one.
Meanwhile, the Ford government has already announced almost $200 million.
Keep on saying whatever you want to say. It's not true.
We're already working to significantly expand Ontario's jailing through infrastructure, several infrastructure projects towards an Ontario prison expansion. Shame. Equitable access to education,
from preschool to prison.
Human rights, and policing in schools, including policing school programs, impedes this access. It is overdue for the Ford government and the Minister of Education to face the facts and support students through properly funding and resourcing schools, not policing in schools. Fund our schools, fund our communities, not policing in schools. Our next speaker will be delving into Bill 33, with a particular focus on the proposed changes in the Ministry of Training, Colleges and Universities Act, and the detrimental impact of post-secondary campuses, students, and workers. Because we are here in opposition to the totality of Bill 33. Sylviane Donica, gender pronoun she, her, is the chairperson of the Canadian Federation of Students of Ontario. She advocates for the amplification of Black and Francophone voices and for the recognition of students and student unions' autonomy. She firmly believes that a free and accessible post-secondary education system is possible.
No police in school, guys. No police in school. We don't want no police in school, man. We want to end this. This is insanity. Woohoo! Good one. Great stuff.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sidia Deleka, and I am the chairperson of the Canadian Federation of Students Ontario, the oldest and largest student organization in the province, representing
look at
over
that.
300
Real criminal, isn't she?
students.
Wow, look at that, 350,000 criminal students.
We're standing here today on the first
Keep it up,
day the
guys.
legislation
That's what you
returns.
think. You
Not
think
to
everyone here is a
politely
criminal.
ask, but
Not
to
a criminal.
deliver one
No
final
criminals.
message to Queen's Park.
No criminals.
Students
Look
have
at
spoken.
all
and have
good
had
people. No
enough.
criminals.
This is the
All
government's
good
last
people.
chance to listen. Bill
All
33
good
is on the table, and its intent is crystal clear. This is a full frontal attack
Scanning
on
for
students,
dissent, man.
workers, and communities.
Scanning
it's
for
a
dissent.
dangerous consolidation of power that strikes at the very core of public
They're scanning for
education
dissent with
in
our
this
children.
province.
They want to know who the dissenters are, so they can take care of them from when they're children.
For decades, the Student Choice Initiative, which targeted vital student.
We don't want anybody in jail for kids. We don't want a preschool to prison pipeline.
The exploitation of international
We do not
students,
want a
the defunding
prison
of research, and the surveillance
preschool
of
pipeline,
our
guys.
campuses.
We
And
don't want
each
our children
time,
with cops,
without
man.
fail,
We want our
the
children
issues at
with,
hand are a direct
social
result
workers.
of the crisis
put social workers in
manufactured
the
by
school.
government. On the
Police
other
ain't
hand,
trained to be
Bill
social
33
workers.
has sweeping powers to the Minister of Education.
No to Bill
allowing
33.
government to
Bill
override
33 is
elected
putting
trustees,
police in school.
silence school boards,
Fund our
and
schools.
reshape
Fund our
education
courts.
without consent.
We don't want police. Fund our courts, man.
Bill 33
Fund our schools.
is not about solutions. It's about control. Now, they're targeting ancillary fees. The
Yeah,
very
social
things that
workers
make
need better training,
life-giving
too.
services possible on our campuses. Students pay thousands in tuition each year, and that is what makes education expensive. Ancillary fees are what make education survivable. They fund student unions,
Imagine when
mental
you're
health
driving
services,
and you
food
see a cop
centers,
behind you, how
sexual
nervous you
support
get.
centers,
Now imagine
services
going to
that
school
exist
every day
only
and there's a
because
cop
this
watching you.
government refuses
You walk through the
to fund
door,
education
you're poor,
adequately.
or you're a
And it
different
doesn't
color
stop
than
there.
him.
Their language
Or you're
around
mad at him
merit-based
one day.
admissions undermines the
Yeah, you don't
principles
want
of
cops in the
access
school.
and equity.
They'll turn your children
It
into
disregards
criminals, man.
systemic
Fast.
barriers and opens up doors
Fast.
to bias,
Beautiful
exclusion,
building, though.
and
Bunch of scumbags
privatization.
in there. Bunch of
Merit,
scumbag
when defined by
politicians
the
in there.
powerful,
Scumbags
becomes a
in
tool
there,
for
man. All lying
gatekeeping,
politicians.
not opportunity. They are commodifying research, treating our academic work as intellectual property to be bought and
They build
sold.
these buildings with
Research
integrity,
is
but
for
they put the
public
least
good,
integral people
not
in
for
there.
corporations to
Yeah, look at the
manipulate
integrity in
into
this
making
building,
more
but they put
profit
the
for
least
themselves.
integral people in there.
Graduate
They put the
students are
biggest
some of the
sociopath
lowest paid
scumbags in
people
that
on our
building.
campuses, collecting stipends that don't even meet minimum wage. Shame! No amount of government interference would fix that. The minister's control of research
No to police in
attacks
school.
academic independence
No to police
and
in
puts
school.
Ontario's world-class research reputation at risk. The government has overplayed its hand. Our futures are not to be gambled with. Right now, in Queen's Park, decisions are being made. The very fate of our education system is lying in the hands of every elected official in the province.
Only 1%
And the
of cops
people,
are ever found
students,
guilty.
Workers and communities have
So
already
imagine
spoken.
putting those
Students
sociopaths
across
with our
campuses
children.
have just started a province-wide
If
week
they
of
do
action.
anything with our children,
Thousands
only
are mobilizing
1%
in
are
every
ever found
corner of
guilty.
Ontario to demand that this government keep their hands off our
Yes,
education.
man. Keep your hands off our children.
Secondary campus are some of the last democratic spaces we have left, where we mobilize, where we organize, and dream of something bigger. But this bill is coming for all of us.
Yeah.
Ontario's public education system does not belong to Queen's Park. It belongs
Thank you
to
for being
us.
here, Random.
Ontario's public education system doesn't
You
belong to
belong in
Queen's
there,
Park.
probably a
It
scumbag too.
belongs to us. We learn from it. We teach in it, and we fight for it.
Yes.
And we will not
Yes,
sit back while the government
the
tears it
structure
apart
family core
from
has
the
been
inside
destroyed
out.
by
We've seen it
politicians.
before.
They
They
put
say
women
it's about
in work.
accountability,
They put
but
men
it's
in
really
work.
about
We're
censorship.
supposed to be around
They
the
say it's
campfire
about
with our
safety,
children.
but it's really
We're supposed to be
about
loving
more
our
cuts
children
and
24
more
hours a
cuts.
day, not
They
sending
say
our
it's
children
about
off
giving
with
students a
strangers.
voice, but they silence every one of our demands. We refuse to let education
Only 1%
become a
of
commodity.
Toronto
We
police
refuse to let
who are
politicians
accused of
never
SA,
walk our halls,
the assault with the
dictate
S,
what learning looks like.
is found guilty. Only 1%.
Years gutting
Go look it up
public
in
education, but this
Google
time
search it.
we will
1%
not
of
be
Toronto
ignored.
police are found guilty
So
for
to Nolan
SA.
Quinn,
That
Paul
means 99% of women are
Michael
lying.
Barca, Doug Ford, and every single MPP inside
Shame
of
on you,
Queen's
Doug
Park,
Ford.
this is your last chance.
No cops in
The
school.
government is
No
out
cops in school.
of time. Students, workers, and communities are rising, and we will never go down without a fight. We have organized and won before, and we will do it again.
Yes.
No to policing our schools. No to infringement on autonomy.
Yes.
And no to Bill 33.
Leave our children
The
alone.
public sector is not
Leave our children
the government
alone.
to take. Thank you.
Leave our children alone. Leave our children alone.
Look at. I'm going to say if the students don't get it, and you're going to apply shut it down. Are you ready? Yeah. If the students don't get it,
Shut it
if
down.
the students don't get it,
Shut it
if
down.
the students don't get it,
Shut it down.
if the workers don't get it,
Shut it
if
down.
the workers don't get it, if the
Shut it
workers
down.
don't get it, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Fund our schools.
Fund our schools, yes.
communities,
No
not
cops.
Policing
No
in
police.
schools.
No. No
Our
police
next
in
speaker
school. Come
will be
on.
delving into Bill 33
Craziness.
with a focus on the proposed changes in the Child, Youth, and Family Services Act. Again, because
I
here,
got about an hour
we are in
left before my
solidarity
parking.
in opposition to the totality of Bill 33,
Bill 33. They want to put a police officer in every school.
particularly focusing on how it exacerbates systemic harms of the child and family policing systems and does not address what has been
Everybody
demanded
gets
for
nervous
decades.
when they're driving and a
Tyler
cop is behind them.
Dixon, gender pronouns they, she, is a mixed black, queer artist and child welfare survivor, and the executive lead of the Collective of Child Welfare Survivors. With over a decade of systemic advocacy,
I've
and
seen what
community
police in
organizing,
schools look like, and
Tyler
it's
works
brutal.
to create survivor-led, trauma-informed healing-centered networks,
Preschool to
rooted in
prison pipeline.
transformative justice and black liberation. Tyler?
Tyler, woo! What's going on, Tyler? No to police in school, man.
And good morning to everyone here. I appreciate all those who are able to attend today's rally. A big shout out to our comrades, Policing Free Schools, who have been diligent in protecting our
Yes.
children and youth. and
It's called
community
Policing
members,
Free
and
Schools.
fighting and advocating for school environments. I come to you today wearing many hats. A representative of the
Policing
Collective
free
of Child
schools,
Welfare
guys.
Survivors, a
That's what we
survivor
want,
of the
policing
child
free
welfare and
schools.
family policing system, a person who has navigated forced criminality, and as a former student who experienced policing within the schools
Forced
and
criminality, you
systemic
see?
neglect of my safety
You see
and
that?
education.
Here's a survivor.
I speak not only from
Survivor of
first-hand
forced
experience of how
criminality.
these systems fail to care for the students they claim to serve, but also as someone working within community to respond to the needs of Black child welfare survivors and their families who are deeply
This
impacted
is
by
about no police in school.
To be clear, I share my personal experience because it legitimizes my place in this work, not as a performance piece for actors within these systems. I'm here to let my people, my community know that we can take up
We don't
space.
need the government to
I
raise
use
our
my
kids.
voice to give power to my kin who cannot stand here, those facing carcerality, housing, and financial precarity, and as is too often the case, those who are no longer with us, but who have shaped my politics and continue to fuel and inspire me. I also speak for the children and youth who continue to be ignored despite their bravery and advocating for themselves and speaking their truth, only to be dismissed or silenced by the very systems that claim to protect them. Despite the deep grief I carry, I know that a better world is possible if they would truly begin to hear us. I hope to continue honoring them through my messaging and through this work. As I stand here today, there are Black youth in schools who are navigating the weight of an anti-Black carceral and colonial education system. Black youth and child welfare survivors in our community continue to share their experiences of anti-Black bullying within systems where administrations often legitimize this harm, dismissing, minimizing, or gaslighting students who speak up. When Black youth engage in self-advocacy or respond to defense of themselves, they are too often met with harsh consequences, from suspensions to police involvement. These experiences reveal how anti-Blackness in schools extends beyond peer interactions. It is embedded in the very institutions meant to protect students. School administrations frequently weaponize their authority, drawing on martial systems like family policing and the judicial system to punish rather than to support Black students. This is what we mean when we speak of the school-prison nexus, the way schools reproduce and reinforce carceral logics instead of fostering safety, care, and accountability.
Preschool to prison pipeline.
Anecdotally, having been in a school with a police officer present, I did not feel safer. In fact, it contributed to a constant sense of surveillance. At the time, I was living in a group home that replicated jail and prison structures and that frequently deployed police as a form of behavioral management. This normalized policing as a response to everyday challenges and transitioned me into criminalization that would follow me for many years. Rather than serving as a sanctuary from the conditions I was living in, the school reinforced them. There was no escape, no space for me to engage in learning in meaningful capacity, which ultimately led to my disengagement from education for many years, a shared experience among many other Black child welfare survivors. There are brilliant children and youth today living in similarly precarious circumstances who are not being mentored, supported, or guided to build on their strengths. Our institutions continue to create conditions where young people are trapped in cycles of survival. Learning cannot happen when our bodies know we are not safe.
Your family is full of
This bill
sociopaths.
fails
If
to
your
address
family
the
has
deep
cops in
underlying
it,
issues that these youth are facing.
only cops
Instead,
are
it reinforces
sociopaths.
them through colonial, capitalistic, and carceral tactics that will continue to cause them harm.
cops are just here to
At its
uphold the
best, Bill
capitalist
33 is an
system.
indication of an administration that is deeply out of touch with the needs of our communities. And at worst, more accurately, it is an intentional
Yes,
act
it
of
is AI
diverting
made.
resources away from what would
I
actually
will agree with
create
you.
safer learning environments, in order to reinforce a system of anti-Black violence that keeps marginalized communities trapped within this nexus.
Thank you, teacher.
Where
I
our
agree
elected
with you.
officials should be prioritizing is meeting the needs outlined by students and caregivers, approaches rooted in trauma-informed practices, transformative processes, and the allocation of resources towards adequately trained staff and smaller classrooms. We need increased mental health supports for students, particularly services that are culturally responsive to the needs and Black of marginalized communities,
Authoritarianism
as well as
starts
robust
one
accessibility
place,
supports.
but it spreads fast,
We
guys.
need to
It doesn't
recognize
matter
that
if
this is
it's
a broader
Canada.
societal issue. People in our communities are experiencing financial and housing precarity because basic needs have been commodified to grow the wealth of large corporations and individuals only interested in profit.
All monopolies.
Shame.
Shame on the monopolies.
Allowing for the privatization of school systems will only further ostracize vulnerable communities, perpetuating cycles of
Shame on the
disenfranchisement.
police.
We must
Shame.
maintain structures that allow communities to hold educational institutions accountable. As the bill relates to child welfare, or what we call family policing, there is nothing that feels truly meaningful in this legislative change. The Ford government dismantled one of the only independent bodies advocating for the rights of children and youth in care, the Provincial Child Advocate's Office.
Shame.
Its
Shame.
Its removal was strongly opposed not only by service providers, but also children and youth, former Crown wards, and child welfare survivors, including my organization, which was founded in direct response to that decision. Investing in additional bureaucratic oversights or limited information sharing mechanisms only further adultifies children while stripping away their sense of agency and autonomy. These changes also fail to acknowledge that when children age out of care, they become adults
I don't blame
who remain
anybody for my
under-resourced and
problems.
under-supported. Many must now navigate trauma from institutionalization and abuse while facing an inadequate and inaccessible society that
If I
does
get
not
robbed,
meet
I'm
their
calling
needs.
Ghostbusters.
The Ombudsman's Office, while positioned as an accountability mechanism, is often inaccessible to young people. Its complaint process can create bureaucratic disillusionment by placing the labor and the emotional weight to those who are already
I
in
own my own
crisis.
house. and I'm
A complaint does
financially
not
set for
prevent
life.
harm, it only documents it. These processes do not address immediate needs like hunger, housing insecurity, or substance use rooted in over-medication within the care system. For years, youth have done the work for calling for legislative changes that would actually support children and youth in care. Many of them are no longer here with
police
us
in
today.
school, man. No police in school.
Because of the lack
Don't
of care in
abuse
our
our children,
society.
man.
Their lives inform policy, and their absence is a testament to the urgency of this fight. Again, what
Only
we need is more
1% of
resources
police
to
are ever found
community-rooted,
guilty.
driven support, one that is informed by the needs and the people who are impacted. Thank you.
Only 1% of police are ever found guilty. Do you want them people around your children?
Fund our schools, fund our communities, not policing in schools. Again, Bill 33 is a proposed wide sweeping legislation which impacts
I don't need police for
multiple
protection.
pieces of legislation. And we are here in solidarity, in opposition to the whole totality of Bill 33.
Yes, the world isn't scary. It's just the news and the government that make you feel that way.
Harini Sivalingam, gender pronouns she, her, is a lawyer, academic, and
A
community
lawyer, oh, a
organizer.
real criminal.
She is currently the director of the Equality Program at the Canadian Civil Liberties Association.
Oh, Canadian Civil
CCLA,
Liberties
and oversees and
Association. A lawyer.
executes advocacy strategies around equality issues that impact marginalized individuals and groups across Canada. Harini?
Yes, they're a bunch of Uvalde's finest. Most police are just cowards, man.
Hey, good morning, everyone.
Morning.
My name is Harini Sivalinga. My pronouns are
Harini
she and her,
Sivalinga.
and I'm the director of the Equality Program at the Canadian Civil Liberties Association. For over 60 years, the CCLA has been defending
Yes, Uvalde
rights and
police are
freedoms
disgusting.
for all of us
Most
across
police
Canada.
are just like that.
Today, I want to
They need to
speak
get home
about
with their
Bill,
bacon or their wife
33
and children.
serious
No
civil
cop
liberties
wants to risk their
implications
life
of this
to
bill.
save you.
Bill 33 threatens to make our schools places where civil liberties are put at risk in three deeply concerning ways.
No
First,
police
when
in school.
considering
Bill 33, no
admission
police in school.
post-secondary institutions, Bill 33 imposes a restrictive, one-size-all-fits approach to admissions that infringes the autonomy of post-secondary institutions to choose students, undermines equal access to post-secondary education, and risks violating Ontario's own human rights laws. The proposed restrictions undermine
This is a city near
holistic,
you.
equity-based admissions
This is a
approaches
government near
that
you.
consider
It all
a
starts
wide
slow,
range of
and
applicant
authoritarianism
qualities
starts,
diminishes
and it doesn't end.
opportunities for historically underrepresented and marginalized groups. Such an admissions process does nothing to improve the life chances of those who come from marginalized communities.
I don't
while
wanna
at the
teach my
same
kid about
time
anything except for
privileging
finances,
students from
math,
wealthier backgrounds,
science,
or those
and
who
things
have
that will
access
get
to
them
additional
a good
social
career.
support. The outcome will be further entrenching systemic inequalities.
Yes,
in
we
our
need one
public
police officer for
post-secondary
every
institutions.
child in the school.
Admission to publicly funded advanced
And we need to
education
handcuff the kids
should
as
be a
soon as they get
pathway
in the
that's
hallway.
open to
They
all
handcuff
students,
them, and then they're good for the day.
Not an unfair contest that privileges some while excluding others. Second, the bill mandates police presence in schools, a move that raises serious concerns around privacy, community agency, and deepening
No to
social
police in school.
inequality.
We don't want no
Schools should be
police in our
spaces of
schools.
learning and support. The
We
best
need to kick the
chances
police
for
right out of
student
school.
success should not be
need to kick them
compromised by
right out of our
perceived
school. No-
benefits of increased
no to police in
surveillance
schools.
and superstitious intelligence gathering that can disproportionately impact and target racialized and marginalized students.
The biggest
By making
sociopaths
police
are
involvement in
police.
schools mandatory,
Their
the bill
career
strips
makes
school boards
them
and communities to make
crazy.
decisions based on
Imagine
evidence-based
the trauma
strategy.
and the stuff police see.
This top-down approach
by the time they go and see your
prioritizes
children in school.
enforcement over inclusion, care, and student well-being. This alarming measure is also a lack of adequate engagement of students, parents, educators, and community organizations.
We need to fund our schools. Oh, we need to fund our schools and not. That was a close one. At least the sign made it. The sign's stronger than the premiere. Is that a hockey puck? That's Canadian. That's Canadian right there, a hockey puck. That's the most Canadian thing ever.
Not be compromised by the perceived benefit of increased
It's a random hockey puck.
intelligence gathering. This top-down approach prioritizes enforcement over inclusion, care, and student well-being. This alarming
the
measure
speaker
is
broke.
also a lack of adequate engagement of students.
Yes, we need
parents,
2 police
educators,
officers
and
for
community
every child.
organizations, particularly
And then that
those
money
from
comes out of your
racialized and
taxpayers'
marginalized
money.
communities who are most affected by police presence
Oh,
in
it's done.
educational settings.
The speaker guy.
You've heard already from many of
It's
those
getting more.
voices, and this
More people are
afternoon
coming,
we'll
guys.
hear from many more. And
people are
ignoring
here,
these
see.
voices undermines
100
public
people,
trust
150.
and ignores the well-documented harm and disproportionate impact of law enforcement on Black, Indigenous, and other marginalized youth. Finally, the overly broad provisions of Bill 33 allow the removal of locally elected school trustees, eroding accountability and democratic oversight. The bill proves the
Literally, they take the trustees out of the school and they're going to make the government make the decisions. Instead of somebody we trust, we're going to have these scumbags in this building make the decisions. Shame. Stay away from our children. Save the Kids rally, man. This is a Save the Kids rally.
Representing local values and needs.
Save the kids.
Centralizing power in this way diminishes transparency
Save the
and
kids.
takes away
Fund our
community
schools.
voices in
Fund our
decisions
schools,
that
guys.
affect
Save the
student
kids, man.
education. Together, these measures in Bill 33 raise serious concerns about fairness, equality, privacy, democratic
I don't care what people want to
accountability,
be.
and government
If somebody
oversight.
wants to marry a tree, marry a tree.
Ontario students,
Just don't hurt
parents,
somebody else.
communities deserve
As long as
better
you're not hurting
policies
other people,
that
I don't
respect
care.
these values. Bill 33 does the opposite. It risks turning schools into areas of exclusion, surveillance, and
So you want to
top-down
save the kids
control
from people
by
like this.
government.
So you want the kids
Civil
all to
liberties
just be
of
like you.
students are not optional. They are
So if every
fundamental
child was
foundation
raised to
of
be
a
just like you,
and
life would be
inclusive
perfect.
society. And to that we say no to Bill 33 in its totality. Thank you.
She was a lawyer.
Fund our schools.
That's why she's intelligent.
Fund our communities, not policing in schools. So we're going to be moving
Everybody
over
has
to
mental
some
illness.
artistic expressions because art is political. And this time around, it's going to be with Spin and Poeta, who's going to be grounding us, really looking at the broader
Your
and
kids don't need
interconnected
protection in
social-political
school.
landscape,
Police don't need to be in
highlighting
school.
the manufactured police crisis and the impact on each individual student. And with the support of the League of Canadian Poets and Canada Council for the Arts, is
Toronto,
known as
Ontario.
Luz Spinel Poeta, gender pronouns he, him, is an award-winning Guatemalan spoken word artist and slam poetry
Kids are not
fan
dying in school.
on national, provincial, and municipal levels. He is a longtime youth advocate, arts educator, former refugee, and proprietor of the One Mic Educators Arts Enterprise and
Save Our
co-founder of the
Children
One
rally.
Mic Educators Open
Save
Mic
our children
Collective.
rally, bud.
Spin.
Save our children, man. Save our children. No police in schools.
Strong round of applause, please, for all the youth that are here today. If, like me, you've come to protest all the 50,000 different things going around in this country, we don't always see the youth that we have out there. So I love all you that are here.
from the street, man.
A round of applause for all the
This
Kofias that are
guy's from
here
the
as well,
streets,
please.
man. He's got a pass. This guy's got a pass, guys.
As
No
mentioned
blue
in my
in the school.
introduction, I am an arts educator.
Arts
I
educator,
also
bro.
work with youth that are incarcerated or in
Yeah, I
conflict
told
with the
you.
law to provide them community service
had a
hours,
pass, man.
working on reducing the recidivism.
Good job.
Part of it involves also immigrant-indigenous friendship and getting them out to indigenous territory to support elders
Good job.
and get their hours in the process while also respecting the original caretakers of this land. So it is an honor to be here. And I have a
Marxist,
poem called
the
One
smart
RIP
people.
is One Too Many because everything is interconnected. Society saw him as a thug with tattoos and criminal charges. To me, he was a king down by a slug tired of living on minimal margins. Brilliant mind, family oriented. Now, just a ticker at the bottom of the news screen, not even worth the main story. You see, to the media, he was just another kid in the hood lost to the violence of drugs and poverty, the most malignant form of cancer. Gun violence is a social determinant of health that must be woven into policy and resourced accordingly, but people only seek answers when this hits the news. Society's confused. A black and brown life is worth less than a white one when the media say so. They show news clips on repeat from the few places they go. Quick to get out the way though of the stories about success in the hood. Quick to get out the way though of the stories about redemption in the hood. Quick to get out the way though of the stories about anything good in the hood. And half of these activist groups talking about proletariat ain't doing a damn thing in the hood. I constantly worry for the youth that I serve. Even young queens far removed from a life of crime have had to swerve.
Save the
out of
children.
the way of the path of a bullet.
Save the children
Expelled from
protest.
a gun with a trigger pulled by a finger connected to the hand of the shooter that pulled it. A shooter with a story all of his own. Some shooters I worry are youth that I've known grown into the politics of hoods where the older heads are in their mid-20s. The kids are out of control, and I mean it just as I said it. Streets got them hustling at 10 years old. Where are the funders to resource their mentors? Who's there for them and their underpaid mentors when their mother's at work? You think police can solve this problem? Our whole city's heart has gone numb. That mother's working, paying market rent, over $1,500 a month, living in social housing. How does this work? She's trapped in that housing, hollering when her son's life is cut short. But all society does is blame the mother or the victim. So sickening how quick people are to emit an uninformed opinion about this and spit venom towards the mother. Now flip the script. What would you do? For the more that you work, the more rent you have to fork up to a housing provider that doesn't maintain your unit. What would you do? For in spite of the violence, this neighborhood is all that you knew. What would you do? You're desperate to leave but don't have the money to go. What would you do? You think everyone trapped in poverty wants to dance with the devil? I've seen so many people suffering in silence, doing the best that they can to cope with the violence. And that brother that society saw as a thug with criminal charges, he's gone. I can't even lie
Save
to
the
you,
children
more will follow.
protest.
It's hard to
Save
take
the
stick
children
out of a youth's
protest.
hand when his heart's gone hollow, and that's the only source of protection he has. What's he gonna do? Call the cops? That mentor might be the only hope he has left. So never give up on our youth, not even in death. And don't ever forget, one of the world's greatest
man
leaders
mentors
calling in
youth
prison.
on the
So when
street.
these youth get locked up, watch
And he's a
his wisdom.
teacher.
Malcolm X, El Haj Malik El Shabazz used to be Malcolm Little, a great revolutionary once labeled a thug with jail time in the middle.
Save our children, man. Save our children rally.
Fund our schools, fund our communities, not policing in schools. Up next, we're going to have the Mudna protest choir. We are just going to be taking a couple of minutes for setup.
Couple minutes for setup, guys. I heard they have some refreshments, man. I think I forgot my water at the car. Oh, look at more people are showing up. We got about 3 people now, guys. More and more are coming, guys. Because enough people are smart, man. They don't want these cops in our school, man. Only 1% of cops are ever found guilty for the abuses that they do. Only 1% of cops are ever found guilty for the abuses that they do. Can I get a drink, please? Thank you. Awesome. Yeah, who wants police in their school when only 1% are found guilty? Imagine the superiority complex you would have. Imagine the superiority complex you would have if you were only found guilty 1% of the time. Oh, we're gonna have some singing. So these cops were only found guilty 1% of the time, and you want to put them with your children. Do you know which cops they put at the schools? They put the cops they can't put on the street. The cops who are abusing the citizens and our municipalities, cities, when a city gets sued and you're like a liability to the city. They put you in the schools. They put the liability in the school with your children. The person who can't be trusted on the street. Yeah, man. You don't want them cops with your children. Say no to police in school. We're at a Save the Children's rally, guys. Save the Children's rally.
We are Civil Choir. We are a choir that sings weekly.
Yes, incentivize homeschooling so every kid can just learn what their parents learned. That doesn't work. Man, you know how many crazy religious people would teach their kids like to dash the enemy's child against the rocks? Yeah, go conquer the... somebody speaking.
Called Address the Roots, specifically for this rally. And we invite you to sing along
People are
with
still
us.
wearing COVID masks.
There's 2 mics here, and many of us, so if you can
COVID
get
mic
closer,
and
that'd
another
be great.
COVID mask.
So
3 of them.
just
Well, 3
take a
people.
few steps
4 or
closer,
5.
and
Oh wow,
that
there's like
way
6 of them
we can
there.
all
Maybe they got
together.
breathing problems.
Cool. So what's gonna happen right now is we're gonna sing
Save the Children,
the
man.
bottom, the lower part, and we invite you all to sing with us.
Save the
so
children, man. We can't have these police in our schools. Look at that, criminals, right? That's what you guys are saying, eh?
Everyone.
Address the roots. Address the roots. Address the roots.
I don't know what they're saying.
Address the roots.
Yeah, keep one more time.
The roots of something.
Address the roots.
Man, these damn paper straws, man. Already broke. I can't even get it in my juice box.
Address the roots.
Public education.
Address the roots. Address the roots.
Yes, we need more money in the schools, man. We need more teachers. I hold bad cops accountable. That's how I protect your children. Because your children are going to grow up to be adults. And all the bad cops that I hold accountable, that is a bad cop that won't abuse your child. Fund our schools, man. Fund our schools, guys. Fund our schools, man. They want to take away our children, man. They want to put our children in jail, man.
Fund public education.
Wow, that guy's got a nice camera over there, man. That's what I need. Need one of these cameras. Look at that guy. Whatever's going on there, man. He's got that shit going on, man. I gotta go spend like 10 grand on some crap, man.
Fund public education. Fund public education. Fund public education.
Yeah, like I was telling everybody, it's just a bunch of old people here, man. Old ladies and old men and shit. Not a bunch of criminals that don't. Like, a lot of people just don't want cops around their children.
Fund public education. Fund public education. Fund public education. Fund public education. No.
We pay our taxes. That's how we fund the school. But nobody wants to pay more taxes. I bet you I ask every single one of these people if they want to pay more taxes, and they'll say no. I'm not going to lie to you. I wonder how long they practice.
Public education. Fund public education. Fund public education.
Do not homeschool your kids. You are not a teacher. Teachers are teachers for a reason, guys. Save the Children rally, guys. Save the Children rally. We need to save our kids, man.
Fund our schools, fund our communities, not policing in schools.
No police in schools. Yes, no.
And through art, as art again is political. We've heard the messaging that grounds us in our core
I
message.
pay for 2 hours parking,
No
guys. I gotta
to
go
Bill
soon.
33. Fund our schools, fund our communities, not policing in schools. We also got the message
Save our children rally, guys.
around how our struggles are interconnected. And so we're here in opposition to Bill 33 and understand
Yes, no homeschooling.
fundamentally, as Audre Lorde says, there's
I was
no
homeschooled.
such
Look at
thing
me.
as a single issue struggle because we do not live
Christian
single issue
homeschooling. I
lives.
spent 30 years in jail.
And up next, an anchoring for each and every one of us to imagine properly funded, supported, and resourced public education where there was actually political will and moral clarity to address the root issues, and our deep knowing that this is possible and practical. Jen Shan, gender pronoun she, her, is a second generation Chinese Canadian settler.
About 150
She is
people.
the CEO of the Department of Imaginary
Should be
Affairs,
150,000
whose work
people.
is to imagine
Literally.
equitable futures
Like,
and
I
do
can't believe
everything
people
we can
just
to bring them
can't get behind
into
some movements,
reality.
man.
We believe
If it was
the
Israel,
right
Palestine or
to
something, it would be packed here, you know what I mean? But kids, children, and with kids, cops in their school there,
Jen Shan,
only 150, 200 people showing up. I just don't understand that. I got about 20 minutes left before I gotta go, man, because I ain't got no parking ticket for this shit, man.
Okay. A few weekends ago, I was pulled over by the police for the
Uh-oh,
first
pulled over.
time.
Oh,
I
no.
was on my way to facilitate a youth education workshop in Jane and Finch, and my first thought was, what did I do wrong? And my second thought was to take the keffiyeh off. I didn't want to give the officer any reason to get agitated. Turns out my license plate was expired. I got a ticket. I drove away. If my kids had been in the car with me at the time, I would have had to explain to them that I just made myself smaller, quieter, more compliant to avoid being a target. The same way I have to explain to them why there are police at protests and who exactly are they
I would
there
protect
to
my kids. I don't need anybody
When
to
have you
protect
made
my kids.
yourself smaller around police? What did that cost you? And if you've never
Cost
had
you
to,
your pride.
imagine what it means that others do every single day, that children do this. It's easy for a lack of experience to keep you from really knowing what is happening.
I was
for others.
homeschooled. I
For
spent
me,
30
after
years
George
in jail.
Floyd was murdered, my perspective shifted as a mom. Another mom in my mom group, the only mom to Black children, shared with us how she was already teaching her 4-year-old son how to act when police were around to ensure that they came home safely. She was already teaching them to be smaller to ensure their safety.
I do go to town halls. I go and talk to my mayors. I wait by the elevator.
So that it's not only the Black children that have to bear this burden, and our Indigenous children and our trans children. My privilege means assuming that if my children were in trouble at school, I'd get a phone call at home. It means never thinking that my children would
Never
be shot
homeschool.
for playing with a toy gun in a playground. Tamara Rice was 12 years old. We already know that police presence costs us. And we know that our efforts to mandate and expand policing into our schools creates a school
No
prison
virtual
nexus
signaling.
where Black, brown, Indigenous children are criminalized
Pipeline
for
from
behavior that
preschool
gets
to
privileged
prison.
children a conversation.
We don't
Children
want a
making
pipeline from
themselves smaller
preschool
in
to
a
prison.
place that should let them make mistakes and grow.
Yes, kids need to
Safety
make
comes
mistakes.
from being able to learn from your mistakes and be accountable for your actions. That gets cut short when it's replaced with punishment and shame. Our imagination has already been policed. We've been taught that
Yes,
the future
self-victimization
determined
is
out of
bad.
our control. Colonization, racism, capitalism. have
Even
distracted us.
identifying as a victim for one day is bad. You're supposed to get over your victimization and not
These
let the
systems are
victimizer win.
deliberately confusing, constantly changing. Through complicated bills like Bill 33, they launch multiple simultaneous attacks, hoping we can't imagine stopping them all. But they can't steal our imagination. Because imagination isn't
Parents aren't
escapism.
dedicated enough
When we
for
imagine different
homeschooling,
futures,
and
our
parents
bodies
are not
respond.
teachers.
Imagination is a rehearsal for reality. It's how we
Parents
build
are gonna
muscle
teach
memory for a world
feelings.
we haven't lived in yet. Some people might believe that policing creates safety. But if we believe that safety comes from relationships and connections, we need to come together as parents and community who want safety to be a part of the solution to making schools safer. This is an invitation to all community and all parents to make schools safer. So imagine with me. Imagine schools where safety comes from the people who are already there. Teachers
Please
with
do
time
not
to build
keep anyone
relationships
safe.
where
Please
children
show
can
up
make
and do the
mistakes
paperwork.
learn from them. Counselors and mental health workers in every
The police
building.
in school
Peer
will just
support
abuse your
programs,
child.
restorative practices that see conflict as an opportunity to build trust. Imagine communities with abundant support,
Modern homeschooling might be
housing, food
different.
security,
I was in a
healthcare,
cult,
strong
religious
public
cult,
systems that meet
and I
our
was
families
taught at
aren't in
homeschool.
crisis.
So I was just taught religion and my parents' feelings.
Imagine political will that divests from policing and reallocates those resources into places that actually keep us safe. Not surveillance, not punishment, but care, connection, conditions where we can all thrive. These systems exist. They're being built right now. They're harder to access because of racism, because of systems designed for control, but harder doesn't mean impossible. Now imagine what you can do today that ripples outward. Imagine you asked your teacher, what
Save
supports
the
do you
Children
need?
rally,
They
guys.
organize with
Save
other
the Children
families
rally.
to demand those supports, to make sure that they have what they need so they can focus
Fund
on
our
making
school, man.
connections
Fund
with
our
our
school.
children.
Not
Imagine you
policing in
listen.
school. We don't want police
Really
in school.
listen to parents whose stories differ from yours, to families harmed by police presence in schools. Then use your privilege, your voice, your access to amplify what they've been saying all along. Imagine you keep showing up to conversations in the schoolyard, to hard conversations at your dinner table about what safety actually means. Every small action is practice. Every conversation is a rehearsal. Every time we choose community over control, we make that choice easier for the next person. The same people forcing our government to acknowledge complicity in genocide are the same people who have power that we
Uvalde
can
won't
use
happen
to
where
keep
I'm from.
policing out of our schools. It's you. It's hard to see what our protests, our letters, our calls do to stop genocide, but we have to keep believing it matters. We are disrupting the narrative that no one will notice and that no one will hold them accountable. Palestine feels far away from here, but we know we can make an impact with our schools because the opportunity is at every drop-off, every pickup, at the dining room table, when we tuck our kids home at night. This is where we have power. I know this is hard. Building real safety is harder
My
than
mom took
accepting these
Tylenol when
answers, but
I
we
was
can do
being
it
born.
together.
She was
Let's see
snorting
other
Tylenol, guys.
perspectives.
My
Let's
mom was
expand
snorting
beyond what we
Tylenol
know.
throughout my
Let's
whole
act
birth.
on what we imagine is possible. We need schools to be places we trust, places where kids can make mistakes and learn from them. We build that through care, not control, through relationships, not surveillance, through investing in people, not punishment. Policing free schools aren't a dream, they're a demand. They're what collective liberation looks like. It starts with us refusing to let privilege determine policy and to harm our schools.
Literally for one Tylenol 3, you don't even know what my mom would have did.
And then making what we imagine real. Where will you start? Who will you talk to?
An extra
Where will
strength
you show
Tylenol,
up?
and she would have come
Our
over and
schools,
visited you
our
guys for an
children,
hour.
All of them, today and in the future, depend on us. Thank you.
Good job, awesome.
Fund our schools, fund our communities, not policing
I said my
in
mom
schools.
used to sell herself for Tylenol when I was being
I want to
born,
also ground us
and she would sniff it.
that education labor unions are here in solidarity with us. We are in this fight together. Because when we fight, we win.
We don't need to secure our children. We don't need our children to be around armed men.
Gender pronouns he, him. Elected ETFO, Elementary Teachers Federation of Ontario President in 2025. After representing ETFO members since 2002. He was elected
Everybody
provincial
has.
executive in 2013 as vice president
Ryan
in
Rippey,
2019,
everybody has
and
done
first
that to
vice
my mom.
president in 2021. With public education, equity, and workers' rights under threat, he
Yes, the
knows
police don't
our
care. They'll
greatest
run the
strength
other way.
lies in unity,
A resource
action,
officer is not going to
and
help
hope.
anyone.
David?
Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to be here. My name is David Maston, he, him pronouns. I'm here on behalf of 84,000 public elementary teachers that work in every corner of this province, teaching our youngest learners.
84,000
I'm here with my sister,
elementary
Shirley Bell, first
teachers.
vice president, and we are so proud to stand with you today.
Save the
We are
children
here
rally.
today to say no to Bill 33
Let's save
and
the
no
children,
to a
guys.
government that thinks policing our children is a substitute for supporting them. One of the most troubling pieces of Bill 33 is
We're
the
just gonna
renewed push
handcuff
to
our
bring
kids
back
when they get to
police
school.
into our schools. We know what this means. We've heard from students themselves, especially Black, Indigenous, racialized, Muslim,
I don't
and
believe in the
QSLGBTQ+
pronoun thing, but that's their
group,
thing, not
who
mine.
said that the presence of police
I'm just here because
made
I
them
hate
feel
police.
less safe. They made them feel watched, not welcomed, punished, not protected. That's why years ago, many communities and school boards across Ontario took action. In 2017, the Toronto District
This
School
is a
Board
good speaker.
ended its
Pretty
school
good.
resource officer program after students shared stories of fear and surveillance.
Boy,
In 2020, Hamilton Wentworth District School Board listened to their community and did the same. In 2021, Waterloo Region District School Board followed suit after hearing
all
from
these
racialized
places
and
pulled
LGBTQ+
the police
students
because
who
the
said
police abuse
presence made
kids.
them feel unsafe.
You see that?
These were local
police make the
democratic
children
decisions
feel
rooted
unsafe.
in consultation, community leadership, and care for students. But Bill 33 would erase that authority, imposing a one-size-fits-all directive from Queen's Park, ignoring the lived experiences of students and educators who have already said no. Bill 33 undermines local democracy. By granting the minister sweeping powers to intervene in school boards under the vague notion of
No
public
to Bill
interest,
33.
it sidelines democratically elected trustees. Silencing these voices means silencing communities and concentrating power in one office. Despite what Premier Ford and Minister Calandra might say, we know that public education will not be improved by policing students, silencing trustees, and disempowering educators. What our students need is smaller classes, more educational assistance, more counselors,
Yep.
more mental health supports
Yep.
that actually meet their needs. They need more caring adults in their schools
Yep.
who see them and who listen to them and who help them thrive, not uniformed officers who remind them that they are under suspicion. Bringing back police will not make schools safer. It will
Police-
make many
police do
students
not
feel
trust
less
anyone.
safe,
Police
less
don't even
welcome,
trust their
and
families.
less able to learn.
Everybody's a criminal
We
to the
cannot claim
cops.
to value equity while reintroducing practices that traumatize the very students our system has already failed to protect. ETFO members stand with students, stand with parents, and stand with
Yes, I
communities
stand with
who
them
have
too.
fought for policing free schools.
Save our
We
children.
stand for equity, inclusion, and local democracy. And we will not allow this government to roll back the progress that many have worked for. So today, as we raise our voices against Bill 33, we say no to policing our students,
No,
no to silencing our communities,
no,
yes
yes.
to investment, not intimidation, and yes to inclusive public education that lifts every child and values
Yes,
every
let's fund
educator.
our education,
Thank you.
man. Yes. Good job. Right on, man. Right on.
Fund our schools, fund our communities, not policing in schools.
No to police. Save our children, man. Save our children, rally guys.
Our next
Save our
speaker
children.
will delve us into an overview of children's rights,
Say yes to this guy.
connecting it to the rights violations through Bill 33. Kathy
Subscribe,
Ann
guys,
Murray,
subscribe.
gender pronouns she, her,
Like the
is
feed.
a master's student in criminology and a child and youth advocate representing Defense for Children International Canada.
No to Bill 33, man.
She is
Fund our
committed
schools.
to dismantling anti-Black racism within institutions and advancing systemic change to create safer, more equitable futures for children and youth. Kathy Ann Murray.
Kathy Ann
Good morning,
Murray.
everyone. How are you guys feeling? You warm enough?
Never back to blue. The blue is going to do something to you.
I want to start
promise.
off with a quote by Nelson Mandela.
All right, Nelson.
There can be no keener revelation of a society's soul than the way in which it treats its children. We cannot build safe schools through fear and surveillance. We build safety through rights, care, and community. So my name is Kathy Ann Murray, and I am here today as a representative of Defense of Children International Canada, and as a graduate student in criminology who studies the impact of systems on young people, along with my peer, Ashru Kitu, who's here as well. But I am also here as someone who comes from a community that has lived the consequences of racial profiling, over-policing, and systematic injustice. I, too, have a younger brother who went to a school where police officers were present, not because he was violent, not because he was unsafe, but because society has been conditioned to view young Black boys as threats before they are seen as children. Shame. He was pulled aside.
All the
more than
officers
once for
are all at
questioning.
different stations.
He was watched more closely, disciplined more harshly, and made to feel like he didn't belong in a place that was supposed to be his second home. This is not safety. This
Toronto,
is
Ontario.
surveillance. This is not
Toronto,
policing,
Ontario, guys.
not protection. And that is exactly what Bill 33 threatens to expand across Ontario. Schools with police are 38% more likely to suspend students and 3 times more likely to refer children to law enforcement, even for minor, non-violent behaviors. And the students most targeted, Black youth, Indigenous youth,
Poor people.
students with disabilities, and youth in care. We know this, we live this. So let's be clear, this is not a safety bill, it is a control bill.
Yep. Scanning for
And
dissent.
beyond being harmful, Bill 33 violates children's rights under international law. Canada has ratified the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child, and all policy affecting children must reflect its core principles. Affecting children must reflect their core principles. Bill 33 violates all 4 of them,
No to
starting with
police in
Article
schools.
2, non-discrimination. Every child has the right to equal treatment, but we know policing does not impact children
Police
equally.
are bad on the poor people.
In Toronto, Black
and on the Black
students
students, on
are
the Indian students.
7.5 times more likely to be stopped by police even when doing nothing wrong.
Shame.
Bill 33 would intensify racial inequality. Article 2, violated. Let's look at Article 3. Best interests of the child. Decisions must be made in the best interests of children, but no child benefits from being treated like a criminal inside a school.
Yep. No.
Bill 33 was written without credible evidence of positive outcomes for children. Article
Save our
3,
children rally, guys. Save our
violated.
children protest, man.
Shame.
Shame.
Let's look at Article 6, life, survival, and development. Children have the right to grow, learn, and develop in safe environments. Fear-based learning destroys development and contributes to school push-out. Over-policing does not nurture development. Article 6, violated. Article 12, right to be heard.
Right to be heard.
Children and youth must be meaningfully consulted on decisions that affect them.
Yes.
Yet not one youth-led consultation shaped Bill 33. Youth were spoken for, not spoken with. Article 12, violated.
Damn.
So today I stand before you to say we do not accept this. Safety is a human right, but policing is not care and fear is not safety. Schools should be places of support with counselors, not cops. Youth workers, not armed responses. Community partnerships, not surveillance. So on behalf of DCI Canada,
Thanks,
we
guys. Like
affirm
the stream.
that any policy
Subscribe,
concerning
like the
children
stream. I gotta go
must
soon.
be rooted in children's rights. Instead of investing in policing, we call on government leaders to invest in mental health support, after-school programs, restorative justice initiatives, educational equity, and youth voice. Real safety doesn't come from handcuffs in hallways.
Nope.
It comes from belonging. It comes from representation. It comes from trust. Bill 33 must be recognized for what it is: a betrayal of our commitments to children and a threat to justice. We cannot claim to uphold democracy while silencing youth. We cannot claim to value safety while criminalizing children. And we cannot claim to stand for human rights while violating the UNCRC in our own schools. Let today send a message: we will not allow fear to govern our classrooms. We will not normalize criminalization, and we will not abandon the rights of children, because children's rights
Save our children,
are human
man.
rights,
Save
and
our
they
children.
are non-negotiable. Thank you.
Save our children, guys. Save our children, guys.
Fund our schools, fund our communities, not policing in schools. Our next speaker will be delving into what is actually needed, including the centering of transformative justice and restorative justice, not punishment and harm. Gabby Aquino, gender pronouns.
I gotta go, my
her,
parking's
is
done.
a youth justice and advocacy manager
Oh.
at Peace Builders International Canada, a Toronto-based nonprofit organization that focuses on
Still enough
enhancing
people
access
came out, man.
to justice for young
More than I
people
thought, man.
in youth
There's only
justice
about
and
30
education,
people over at
using restorative
the one that was
justice
in the city right by me.
through
But I missed the one that was in my city, so I was like,
prevention
I might as well drive 4 hours and come up here, man. Come and see what's going on, right? University of Toronto, Mississauga students. Student fee do not make education unaffordable. Ford. Yeah, he don't like me. Yeah, this guy don't like me. This guy in this place, man. Ford. Government Ford. No criminals here, guys. No criminals. All good people. Look at that. All good people just want to stop Bill 33, man.
Thank you to the organizers and everyone.
We don't want no cops in our schools, man.
And the long
Say no to
legacy
Bill
of
33,
efforts,
guys. No
many
to
of
Bill
which have
33.
been led by youth,
No to Bill 33, guys.
parents and communities themselves.
Let's check out this building for a bit, man, before I leave. See what these coppers are going to say to me. I wonder if they're going to say anything to me. Oh, there's a hot girl right here coming through. Honey! I don't think she works for the government. Look at this cannon right there. Boom. Well, look at how old this shit is right here. Don't shoot me. I only got a camera. That shit's old as shit, man. Maybe it's not old because it doesn't have no patina on it. Maybe it's like a new, maybe it's new or something. Look at this shit, hey? Man, that's nice. How do I get in there? I just kick the door down? He's the valet. I don't have a car. He's not the valet. I thought that was the valet. Hold on. This cop is like, he's not the valet. He's the valet. Hey, I parked my car earlier. Can I get the ticket?
I don't have the ticket.
You're not the valet?
Unfortunately, no. I'm
I did.
on a tour.
I thought he was a valet. How much is a tour?
They're totally free, yeah. Every 30 minutes.
Totally free.
You just have to go through security down there.
Well, I gotta go pay for more parking then. Where you can park for free?
I'm not sure. Usually, if people park at U of T across the river.
Oh yeah.
They have the biggest lots.
They got a big lot, and it's, you get to pay too there, though, eh? Yeah, I think so, eh? Yeah. What about that spot right there? Those are the government people?
When we have like school groups visiting, so the school buses usually are.
Oh, but look at those people. Oh, all handicapped. Those are all handicapped. Oh, all right. I'll break my leg and I'll come back. Fuck, it's free to get in there, man. Hey, he said it's free. He said it's free to get in. I got to grease your palm or something before I go in. I got to give you a little something on the side. And nothing like that. Nothing like that. Nothing like that. So you're a peace officer and not a police officer. What's the difference between a peace officer and a police?
Our powers is only bound by police cars. So from the end of the lawn there to the sidewalk.
So if I can run faster than you got to stop right at the lawn? So I go tell Doug Ford to F off and then I just run real fast. You got to stop. You got to stop. All right, I know your weakness now. I know your weakness. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Oh my God, it's a government worker. Tell Doug Ford he's an asshole. You're a government worker. Tell the premier he's an asshole. Tell the president and the prime minister they can fuck off. Thanks for joining me, guys. I'm going to check out this building while I walk around it. I just don't want to get back there and I got like $100 goddamn parking fucking ticket there. No free parking anywhere. Authorized parking only. Oh, what about me? I'm an author. I wrote a book. Hey, excuse me. It says authorized parking only. I wrote a book. I'm an author. Well, it doesn't work that way. Man, some of these windows are still opening, guys. Like, I literally walked by and one of these windows were opening, man. Like, my house isn't even that old and my windows are stuck already. This thing's 1,000 years old and I should just come park right here. I wonder how long my car will be here. Very beautiful stuff. This is the premier's here. This is the premier's ride right here. This is Rob Ford's ride, I bet you. Right by the front door like that. This is that cocksucker, man. He emailed me and he told me to fuck off. Because I told him his brother smoked crack and died. Because his brother did smoke crack and died. Oh yeah, these are cops, see? I knew they were cops. That's his ride. That's a premier's ride right there. See, look at these windows right here. They're open, see? 100 years old, man, and the window's open. Excuse me, officer. Says authorized parking. I'm an author. I wrote 2 books, so I can park there. Hi, guys. Students. This is a very studenty place, man. A lot of studenty place. Really student thing, man. It's the only thing I know about students is the word student. Big ass building, guys. I hope I can find out where I parked. Yo, let's go bug some of these protesters in the park over here. There's some different random protesters over here. People just screaming for no reason and like 3 cars. Oh, look at her. She's hot. There's a hottie, guys. I'm gonna get married right now. She's jogging. I'm gonna jog with her. Boop, boop, biddy, boop. Boop, boop, boop. Fucking total hottie too, man. Holy shit. Coming through, guys. Coming through. Thanks for being here, guys. 146 champions. I'm parked right over there somewhere. I wonder if I can get through this way. We got tents right here, guys. It's fucking sad. Very, very sad, man. Like, I don't wish this on anybody, man. Humanity is just so cruel, so unforgiving, man. These places, these tents are left here for a reason, eh? They're left here to make you remember that if you don't go to work, if you don't do all the right moves in life, that you could be there. Don't miss 1 or 2 paychecks, or you could be in a tent just like this. That's what it's left there for, man. It's left there as a reminder to everybody just to be good and get to work and do all your work and do all your hours. Shit, I hope I don't lose my car. I don't even know where I went. I don't even know where I parked, guys. Thanks for being here, man. I can't read your chats because I'm walking, gonna trip on some shit. Of those drug addicts in the tents, I don't know if they're drug addicts. Could be alcoholic, could be drugs. There's always some underlying issue. Usually it's a mental health issue, and then they're doing the drugs, then they're doing the alcohol. You know, nobody's in those tents because they got a good life. They didn't go from their $1,300 one-bedroom apartment to jumping in a tent, right? So definitely got a lot of issues going on in there. I think I found my car. I think I'm close, man. Yeah, I went to a police station today, guys. I got harassed. Cops came right out. We're like, get out of here. You're not allowed to film here. And I just told them, like, be rational. If you come on the property, we're charging you with trespassing. And then I'm like, well, what do I got to do to come on the property? You can't come on the property. I'm like, it's a police station. I'm like, I got to go in and I've got to file reports. Oh, you can't come in with your camera, da-da-da. So I'm going back, guys. I just didn't want to get arrested before my protest. But now I'm going to go Google the closest police station to where I'm at. And I'm going to go to the police station. I've got to charge my battery because my battery's on like 10%. So I'm going to go sit, smoke, charge my battery, and I'm going to be at a police station soon. I don't know if I'm going to go live or not. Probably, yeah. And I'll be doing a live stream at the police station, probably getting a trespassing ticket, because I've got to literally go to every police station there is in this whole fucking country and show them that they cannot tell me I cannot videotape at the police station. Like, it's bullshit. Like, they just want to make all these kind of rules on everybody. It's just like, I just don't understand it, man. And why can't they just leave people alone? Like I told the officer, I said, if you act rational, if you were the one acting rational, I would look like the irrational one. It would be just simple. You just come out, say, hi, how you doing? Like, literally, when I was at the cop station, guys, the cop came up to me and he's looking at me and I'm like, hi. I'm like, I'm just getting some video of cop cars leaving because I make a lot of money. You know, sometimes the cop puts his lights on and I put some music behind it and everybody loves it on the internet. So I tried to be like someone who loves cops. I went in there with the I love cops thing. I gave them the thumbs up. I waved at them, told them I loved them. And the same thing, after about 10 minutes of me filming, all of a sudden my camera's a problem. Don't come on here, don't come on there, da-da-da-da-da-da. Like, oh my God. I'm in a back alleyway in Toronto, guys. Toronto, Ontario, Canada, in the back alleyway. This could be it for Loose Screws. All you haters in my comment section, this could be the end. No, I'm over by some student area, some school. Yeah, I'm surprised somebody doesn't live down there. That'd be a nice place to live right there, man. You got shelter, like three walls. You know, you don't need 4 walls. All you need is 3 walls. Better than a tent. Yeah, man, I'd just set up a tent right in there if I was somebody. Why not? Hopefully I don't have a parking ticket, guys. If I have a parking ticket, man, I made $0 from this stream. I drove 4.5 hours. I don't want money. I got lots of money, guys. But yeah, I drove 4.5 hours to be at that protest. So people who think that I'm doing this for money, think again. I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing this because police are a problem, and police need to be held accountable for all the problems that they create in life. Only 1% of police are ever found guilty of the abuses they do. Now you're telling me you feel safe around a cop? How do you feel safe around a cop? If he abuses you, 99% chance he'll get away with it. Now, If you went into a casino and this casino was honest with you and said, there's a 99% chance that you're gonna lose, would you go in that casino? No, right? So that's why I don't understand how everybody loves the cops so much. How there wasn't 100,000 people at this rally. There should have been 100,000 people at the rally protesting against cops in the school. Let's see if I had a ticket. I don't even remember what I parked or how much I paid or... Oh God. Oh God. No ticket. I'm on time. I really gotta use the washroom, man. Holy shit. Thanks, guys. We're in Toronto, Ontario right now. Let me go pop my trunk, see how many minutes I got left on my parking. Maybe I'll take you for a little walk if I got enough time left on my parking. You think $1 million? You think of $1 million as 12 days, then 1 billion equals 31 years. I guess so. I wish I had $1 million. It would last me more than one day. Literally, I'll tell you the secret to life, guys. Save up $10,000. Save up your first $10,000, okay? Just sit there, sacrifice everything you can that you can do to get that first $10,000, my friends. And your whole life changes immensely after that. Your whole life changes so much after your first $10,000 saved that it's amazing. Okay, let me see how much parking time I got left on my ticket here. I got till 12:04. What time is it now? 12:02. Oh, look at that, guys. 12:04. It's 12:02, guys. I can't even go use the washroom. All right, I'm going to peace out on you guys, man. I'm going to drive away from here. I'll talk to you guys later. Toronto, Ontario, man. I'll be live in a bit after I charge my phone. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button, man. We're going to the cop shops next, guys. We're going to go terrorize everybody in the city. All right, guys. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe. Loose Screws News. Loose Screws News coming at you guys. Loose Screws News. Bam. Bam. Up in Toronto. I'm in Toronto. In Toronto. And we're going to the cop shop next. We're going to the cop shop next. All right, guys. Peace out, man. Peace out.